to another episode of Explore Maple Grove. My name is Shari McGuire. I'm your real estate consultant, and here today I am with Heidi Heiland. She is the Chief Experience Officer of Heidi's Grow House and Lifestyle Gardens in nearby Corcoran. Heidi launched her company in 1979 when she was just 17 years old, so I'm really excited to hear that story. She's a master gardener and certified professional in Minnesota Nursery and Landscape Association. She was actually on Care 11 for about 10 years with a program on there, so that's pretty exciting. Welcome, Heidi.
Thank you, Shari. This is so great for you to come out on this really hot day.
It is toasty today, but that's okay. You know, we'll take whatever comes our way in Minnesota, right?
That's right.
I'm not going to complain because we're going to have winter before you know it.
And it was important for me not to be in the air conditioning, but to be out where we grow 80% of our own herbaceous plant material. So it's impressive for you to sit in the greenhouse, even on a hot day.
Absolutely. So tell us about starting your business at 17.
You know, I think it was serendipity. I really believe in meant to be's, and I don't think I could have picked it if I tried. There was an opportunity for me to be a water girl for another company, and I was a water girl for a year. And then it became apparent that there was a need for gardening services. And that's actually what I've done for over 40 years, is find gardening services. Estate gardening, if you will. Seasonal switch outs of containers. We harvest vegetables and put them on our clients' counters. We advise them how to live lightly on the land and to be in their landscapes. So the fine gardening services, and then we've got a landscape design and installation division. And then only 6 years ago, I bought what was called Lawn King. I almost called this Lawn Queen, but Grow House suits us better. So I'm just 6 years with this brick and mortar retail garden center. We're on 5.5 acres. And this campus, the whole point of this campus, Shari, is to be an educational hub for how we can do this differently. The original green industry, what I call my industry, isn't always known to be green. We use a lot of plastic, a lot of heat, a lot of water, potentially a lot of chemical or fertilizer. That's not okay. So we're shifting the narrative and the practices and the processes so that we can ensure our customer that the choices they make here are good for themselves and the planet.
That's awesome. It's so much more than what I saw coming in as a customer for many, many years. And so it's great to hear how much more you've got underway that's good for our environment and good for people. And, that's great.
We focus on a lot of pollinators, which is, of course, all the buzz. Literally and figuratively these days, all the buzz. We focus on a lot of foods, and not just a tomato and a basil, but what we call perennial edibles. So how about putting in a rhubarb instead of a hosta? How about asparagus instead of a perennial grass? Blueberries can make an amazing hedge. Strawberries a wonderful ground cover. So there's ways to have a closed loop to use the resources that we have. Dollars, time to manage a garden, all of those things come into play.
That's awesome. It's interesting you mentioned rhubarb because years ago I thought, oh, it'd be so great to have rhubarb. But isn't it like 3 years before you can harvest it?
Well, and it might be, but we also can learn as a peoples that nature takes time.
It does.
And we look to Mother Earth as our guide. And she tells us this was the right decision, or maybe you should edit it a little bit or whatever. So I also have a certificate in permaculture design and one in horticultural therapy. So there's ways to envelop all of that for our health and well-being. And if there's any benefits to COVID, and I do believe there's silver linings or lessons to be learned from any situation, one is that more people are coming to nature to heal.
That's great.
And so we take this pretty seriously, that we should provide it to a consumer base that has yet to see that.
That's awesome. And we as consumers are just imagination. So that's why 21 years later in my house, I still don't have rhubarb.
We can help you, I promise.
We need to do that. So what do your customers say they love most about your business?
The service. We've got passionate plants people here who love to make a difference in the lives of our customers. And I think it's also palpable that it's a little bit different than your typical garden center. When people come in, they're surprised. We've got a little kids play area that the kids call the park. You can walk a labyrinth. We've got an edible lab that showcases how to grow edibles in not only a functional but an aesthetic way. We've got a high tunnel that's a way to grow crop in the ground in shoulder seasons. So like you can start your tomatoes early in March or April and finish them in October, earlier and later than you would typically.
Okay.
So people feel the educational component and that they can ask questions and learn with us.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's wonderful. So I guess the last question would be, what do you love most about Maple Grove? Because you're just on the outskirts. It's actually closer to come here in Corcoran than a lot of parts of Maple Grove, for me anyway.
That's right. We're just on the west side of Maple Grove, so some of Maple Grove doesn't know about us because I think they go towards the cities,
Sure.
then going back towards St. Cloud. But it's just such a wonderful community here, and Maple Grove has so many amenities, and certainly Corcoran is just up and coming, but there's a lot of people that are moving here that need our help with what they do with their compacted soils, either in their developments or just because we've got Corcoran clay.
Yeah.
So I love being able to help people, and there's a whole boatload of folks at Maple Grove that could use our help.
Absolutely. Well, wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Heidi. It was such a pleasure to meet you. And thank you for watching another episode of Explore Maple Grove. My name is Shari McGuire, realtor with RE/MAX Results. And if you have any real estate questions, give me a shout. We'd love to help you out with that. Thank you and stay well.